What up? What up? What up? It's Rec League Podcast, man. Episode number 70. My name is Randy Little. If you new to the show, appreciate your views, appreciate your listens. Uh if you if you've been around for a while, man, I appreciate your listens and views too. Um Check us out, man. We recently on Apple Podcasts. We recently on Good Pods. Good Pods is a dope app, man. It's like social media for podcasting. Whatever you into, sports, music, movies, um, like true crime, religion, whatever you want to listen to, it's on there. And you can follow, you can subscribe, like you know what I mean, like other social medias and stuff like that, man. It's real dope. Um, Myself and Signet, we both been on like the most listened to. I don't know how they calculate this list, but like the top podcasts. I think we was both on the overall and on the indie. But you check his stuff out, check my stuff out, man. It's all dope. On this episode, it's October, so I wanted to do some horror themed episodes, and 2021 has been an unexpectedly solid year for horror movies, in my opinion. So that's what I landed on talking about. Just the year in horror. It's not even complete. So like horror up to this point, you know. And then I kick some bars at the end. It's me, it's Signet, it's Nick, it's Melissa. We talking, like I said, 2021 in horror. Recently in theaters, the last episode, right after the last episode, um, No Time to Die came out, the new Bond. I brain farted. One of my most anticipated movies over the past 2 years, and I blanked. And then this past weekend, Halloween Kills came out, and so did The Last Duel, the medieval Ridley Scott drama. Upcoming in between the next couple episodes, Dune comes out, directed by Denis Villeneuve, and The French Dispatch comes out limited. I won't be able to see it, but check your local listings. And then the weekend before the next episode, Last Night in Soho comes out, and I believe Antlers, directed by Scott Cooper, comes out. On Blu-ray and DVD, those Halloween 4Ks from, I think they're Shout Factory. Let me see. Yeah, Shout Factory put out the first 5 Halloween movies on 4K. Dune got a Dune, I'm tripping. What Lies Beneath got a catalog release. Warner Archive put out Night Shift. Space Jam: A New Legacy came out. And so did Escape Room: Tournament of Champions. This past Tuesday, The Green Knight came out. Free Guy came out. The Flash and Black Lightning both came out on 4K. And then upcoming, like so much Superman content comes out, man, it's crazy. Smallville, the complete series comes out on Blu-ray. An Injustice animated movie based on the game is coming. Superman and Lois season 1 comes out, and then Old, The Protege, and Snake Eyes are all coming on Blu-ray. And then the following Tuesday, before the next episode of the Rec League Podcast, the Suicide Squad comes out. It looks like From Dusk Till Dawn is getting a 4K. The Incredible Hulk, Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno series is coming. The 90s animated Superman is coming on Blu-ray. And it looks like Stillwater and Don't Breathe 2 are also coming out. So upon my return, I shall be glitchy because the Zoom, I don't know if it was the Zoom feed on my end or something messes up, distorts my video. Honestly, I had like internet issues and I had to like fix the volume. the main meat of this podcast sandwich on YouTube is kind of shitty, but it's regularly we not professionals. We the Walmart of podcast, baby. You might have came to listen for one thing, but you gonna stick around and get a whole lot more, man. I'll be back. Hello, film lovers. On today's episode, we are going to discuss emotional consent.
No.
Oh no. That's an inside joke. Nah. It's October. I realized after the last episode we were doing 3 episodes in October. So the last 2 are gonna be horror related. And 2021 has been surprisingly solid for horror this year, so I just want to talk about the horror movies of the year. Melissa, Eric, Nicholas, say hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Is anybody's favorite horror movie this year not A Quiet Place?
Oh, wait. I'll say old.
Okay.
Oh, still haven't seen that. God,
Nick, yours isn't A Quiet Place.
I very much enjoyed The Night House. I feel like a lot of people didn't see it.
Oh, there's
think
about to
I
be
still
some
got it.
conflict.
I think I still got it at number 1 for the year, actually.
Nicholas, Melissa, debate on why The Night House is or isn't good.
Randy, did you see it?
I did not.
Okay.
No, you didn't. Man,
Eric, you saw it.
I did not.
Yeah, sorry, Nick. Go ahead, but I wasn't a big fan.
No, I just really liked it, and like, I don't know. I thought everybody always does the there's like, do you prefer jump scares or like slow burn? They always call it like the slow burn. And to me, like the best kind of horror movies do both. Like they work hand in hand to like scare you and like jolt your nervous system, but also build up to it in a good way. And I thought it did that. Like things like you knew something was going to happen at multiple times, and maybe like, oh, something's gonna pop, like something's gonna get her. But they built up to it in like a really good way, like every time. I thought the story was like cool, and I thought Rebecca Hall's performance was like crazy good. But it's been like 2-3 months since I've seen it, so like I need to rewatch it. I wish it would. I think it's coming out like.
I think it's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like all my movies in like my top 10 of the year are all like kind of could be switched around. Like it's like today I'm feeling Shang-Chi. Today I'm feeling Quiet Place. But I think I do still think I have that ranked as my favorite horror movie. I think Quiet Place is like pretty close second.
And Melissa, why is it not that good?
Well, I don't want to say anything like mean or it's one of those movies, like Nick said, slow burn. It's one of those movies where, for the most part, I feel like almost nothing happens. By the end of it, I appreciated it more. I appreciated Rebecca Hall more. But to me, it was kind of like The Invisible Man, but not good. Sorry, no offense. But the story did turn out to be good. It's just way too slow burn for me, personal preference. And Nick, that movie has a lot of fans. It's not just you. People really like that movie, and good for them. It's a small movie, I think, and but just not my taste. Not my taste.
Eric, what was your favorite horror movie this year?
My favorite horror movie of the year is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and
No, the theatrical Justice League was the horror movie.
They're right.
The running time is the horror movie.
True that.
4 hours, a little too long for most.
That's half a work shift.
Oh man, no, but my favorite horror movie so far, currently number 1. It might move. I think it will. Is Candyman.
Okay, that's my number 2.
Oh yeah, but it's in my top 10. I wasn't even thinking of Candyman for some reason.
Yeah. So, and of course, Quiet Places, probably number 2. And Randy, do me a favor. Say this. Like look at the camera and be like, "You think this is the real Quaid?" Like it is.
Don't make fun of my glitch.
If y'all get that.
Old
yeah.
is my favorite, but same as everyone else. Quiet Place 2 is way up there. I loved it. I loved it even more than the first movie.
Yeah.
I'm too scared to watch Candyman, but maybe one day.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
it's-
I have old third.
Third? So what's your top three then?
My top 3 is A Quiet Place, Candyman, and Old.
Yeah.
I gotta see this old.
Yeah, you gotta see this old.
Eric, man, it'd feel like an
Complete opposite
autobiography.
Of the Night House. Like, instead of nothing happening, everything is happening all the time. I like that. I really, really liked it.
Eric,
It
bro,
was so ambitious and so weird and so crazy and so. I kept telling people like M. Night has the biggest balls for making this movie. Like, who else would have the balls to make a movie like that? I was so like I laughed at it a lot. Full disclosure, but I was so impressed by the end.
Sigma
I thought
Cinema,
Old
bro.
was
I advise you not to watch Old because it'll just feel like you're like watching home movies.
Oh, thanks.
Wait, what?
So it's from Randy and his jokes.
I'm making fun of his age.
Oh, sorry.
So I probably rented $6 to rent. That's not bad.
I already bought it. I love it.
Ooh.
The Blu-ray comes out on Tuesday, so it'll be
Yeah.
on my shelf by the end of the week.
Exactly.
Now, I have a question without any spoilers. Let's go. Yeah, just horror because we're talking about that. Let's say top 5. Is Halloween Kills in anybody's top 5 horror?
I mean, like 5, maybe.
The top 5. But
I feel like I liked it more than everyone else.
I only have 9 movies on my list, so yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's hating on Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's like it delivers on that title.
Eric, you just watched it, so what's up on like a spoiler-free reaction?
well, Michael Myers was in it,
He was.
and he killed quite a bit.
He did.
Yeah, I've got it
But,
in the top 5.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It's I don't know. Like Nick was talking about what these people who don't seem to like it are, what they expected.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think
Like-
they're Halloween fans who didn't like it?
Probably
they gotta
not.
be. I mean,
I don't like how. I don't get like. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it because there's
yeah,
people that
without spoiling it, but it's a movie.
But it's
The
like
movie delivers
It is a movie.
what it
it
promises
is
to
a
deliver, and it
film.
does it well, which this movie does.
I
Yeah,
thought
some
so.
criticism, but I was entertained and I wasn't mad. I was very
Yeah.
happy.
Good.
Yeah, I
I'm
liked it.
I'm in the like small minority of people that like I didn't lose my mind over the 2018 movie. I think maybe my expectations were too high
I may have.
because I was like ready for 2018. I was like, oh my god, like finally, like a new Michael movie. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like fun. Like I was like, it was good. Like the kills were fun. Like the music was great. I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
John
man,
Carpenter's
I saw it
music.
in the premium cinema. That score, I know
Yeah,
you have the
like-
vinyl, don't you? I gotta get that.
Yeah. But it was like every
Yeah.
time he would show up, it was like a new like thing with like the synth, and I was like, okay, I love
Yeah.
this. But like the humor didn't really work for me in the first one. Like I was like, dude, everybody's funny. Like the two cops, like talking about the sandwich.
Yeah, that was
Remember the
dumb.
two cops talking about the sandwich. It was like, why?
They
like, why
dialed
would-
back on that a lot. in this one.
They did. I
Yeah,
thought.
which is good. Yeah.
Kills.
I thought the humor in this one was worse.
You did.
I did.
I only thought the two, like the humor was like the two, like the gay guys.
They
And
weren't
really
funny.
over the top. They were just like Little John and Big John. I kind of like.
I know Melissa like, what the hell are y'all talking
Yeah.
No, feel free. My neck is just yeah.
But
But no, it's even with that, the Big John and Lou John stuff it came off as natural, not forced anything. And
yeah, I didn't think it was too much.
I was just waiting on Robin Hood to pop in.
But like I don't know, like some of the like I get the criticism, like some of the writing, like the dialogue, like specifically, like sometimes is a little like
yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
movie. It was
a
what
lot
I
of
call movie
exposition.
poster dialogue.
They're Midwestern rednecks.
Tagline.
Yeah,
a lot
people
of,
talking in
like-
taglines. There you go, Melissa.
Well,
and
the
people.
system has.
I noticed that
failed.
stuff too.
Yeah. And it's like my wife, we saw it together. She was like, take a shot every time somebody says evil dies tonight.
Evil
Oh,
dies.
bro,
I
you'd have
saw
been
Letterboxd
so
review
drunk.
That was just that times funny because apparently they say that a lot in this movie.
Yeah, they say it enough.
By the
but
number of
it's-
characters? Hold on, by the number of times it's said, by the number of characters who say it, you'd go to the hospital. Alcohol poisoning.
You die tonight if you're taking a
Right.
shot.
Right?
It didn't take me out of the movie though. It's just
It didn't take me out of the movie, but that shit was annoying.
It became like the same, like they were chanting.
The
It
war
wasn't just
cry.
Like they were cocking their guns and looking at the camera and saying,
right.
like it
The
was
way
a
they use
chant.
it.
And like to me, like the 2018 one was good. Like I did not like it. Like to me, it's like even a shitty Michael movie is like entertaining. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
at least we got it.
I don't
And I
know.
was like, this is better than most of them. But
Halloween
I don't remember
5
feeling
pushing
like-
it.
I don't remember feeling like scared of the 2018 or like anxious about it. In this one, like not to talk about it too much, but like the hospital scene where they're all chasing somebody up the stairs
Yeah.
and like it's chaos and everybody's talking back and forth and they're chanting and stuff. I was like in my seat like something's gonna happen here. Like something bad is about to happen here. And I was like, this
Yeah.
is working for me more than the 2018 one. But I seem to be the only one that thought that.
Yeah, like it was working for me except for that part, and then the end like got back to it.
Yeah, and I like the end too. Not to talk about that, but I've seen people like, oh, I hated the ending. Oh, what a dumb it.
Why?
I was thinking about the ending like the whole night. Like after I saw it, I was like,
I read on Wikipedia that she saw something, and maybe I blinked, but I didn't see it. Did you see
Yeah.
what?
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't
Dude,
see
You
it.
didn't see that thing?
Judy
you saw
Greer.
something.
When she looked back up and she saw something, Nick, you know, when she looked back into the window. Of
Don't
the
worry
house.
about me. Say it if you want.
Oh no, I'm trying to protect the audience. It's opening weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah,
Oh.
Forget that we talking on the
But for
mic.
me, don't worry about it.
And
Nick-
there was something there. I saw it. I don't want to.
Nick
She
missed it
saw
too.
something when she was in the street.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't see
When
that.
she was outside and he looked up, he saw. I don't know the significance of that, other than maybe just like, oh look.
It's
But, yeah.
it's what they had retconned the whole motivation into, because they brought it up a good like 5 times.
Yeah. I don't know if I love that or not.
Yeah, I feel like that rewrites the original.
Right,
Like I've
but-
said, like the the little twist in Halloween 2, which 40-year-old twist, that Laurie is his sister, is great to me. Like
Yeah.
that's a great twist. That's not too much. It's not. It's just enough to like add to the first one. Like,
It's motive.
oh, that's why he zeroed in on her and was stalking her all day. Like that makes perfect sense. And then H2O as a pickup from that to me makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's not like a perfect movie, but it makes sense. It's like that's a great follow up to 2. And stupid Resurrection comes along and ruins that. So that's the only reason that these movies have like.
I got a
retconned
question
all of
for
it.
y'all.
Because it's like,
for those who have seen it, and I'll tell you what my answer is. So, which worst Halloween movie would y'all rather watch? Halloween 5 or Halloween Resurrection?
Resurrection.
oh, 5.
Now, my
I
answer
like
to that was,
Death.
somebody asked me that over the weekend, and I said I would rather watch a bad Halloween movie with Donald Pleasance than a bad Halloween movie without him.
But-
With Buster
But
Rhymes.
Buster Rhymes.
With Buster Rhymes, Mr.
I don't
Kung Fu.
even hate Resurrection. As a kid, I was all about Resurrection just because I was a kid and it came out when I was 12. And I was like, this is cinema. I'm gonna watch this over and over.
I like 4, but I don't want to touch that Thorn trilogy with a 10-foot pole.
I like I don't know. I'm the only person in the world that like I like 5 like as much as 4. Like I think 5 is good.
Yeah, I think 4
Even
is
the Thorn
definitely.
stuff, like, they don't even talk about it really. It just kind of the guy shows up here and there, and then the ending, it's like this big cliffhanger, and I like the ending. So if 5 was it, I'd be like, dude, 5 is great. And then it goes into Curse, and Curse sucks.
Those masks are putrid.
Did anybody watch the Dr. Death found the new footage from Halloween 5, the new 4K?
No. What's 4K?
I didn't have time to like explore these 4Ks yet. Like I watched the movies, but I didn't have time to like go through the bonus.
But I
Yeah.
think Halloween 4 is definitely better than 5. Just,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's part 5 is.
Blech.
Melissa, have you seen Part 5, Melissa?
I have not seen any of these movies.
Oh, any of them? Not even the original?
We're still talking about Halloween?
Yes.
Yo,
Oh man, we gotta get you.
the original Halloween is not bloody.
At all.
Is all Adamant.
I think you could survive the original. It's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. It's not because I think I'm just yeah, sure, I'll try the original.
Don't watch it in the dark.
Watch it in the dark late by yourself. That's the best way to watch it. If you're watching it while you're like making dinner, it's not the same.
So you watched Part 5 recently, right, Nick?
Yeah.
You watched all of them
I watched
recently.
it also. I forgot. There's one part in the movie. I thought I haven't seen it in years. I remember the house being all of a sudden a gothic mansion and all that.
All of a sudden it's like
It's it's one part with these two characters I forget. I thought something was wrong with the 4K. I thought somebody was playing a joke. And so there's these two cops in the movie.
Yeah.
And Nick, what I'm about to talk, every time they show these two cops, it's like, how do you describe this music that plays?
It's like they're in a Smokey and the Bandit movie,
Yes,
and everyone else is in a Halloween. Like they showed it, it's like
it's like some goofy clown music, like
Hey,
somebody just got murdered.
1989 was the time.
But I don't think that like it doesn't ruin the movie. But
No, it's just
like
so damn random.
it's odd. It's like they're the cops from like Smokey and the Bandit, or like they're in the Cannonball Run or something, and everyone else is just like doing a serious
I'm
horror
gonna send
movie.
y'all a YouTube clip, and this is it's just I don't know what the hell, but anyway.
All right, Eric, I'm gonna sidestep into what I know was one of your most anticipated movies this year, and I want you to react.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Escape Room Tournament of Champions.
Oh no, that's his reaction.
That's his reaction, that blank stare.
Oh my goodness! So Escape Room 2.
He turned into the shape.
Sure.
You know what? I didn't hate it.
You liked it more than the original?
No.
I like it probably just a tad more, probably. Actually, yeah. I think I could say that.
Not the response I was expecting.
Yeah, and I'm curious on because this movie, like the first one, didn't cost a lot to make, and I think it did good at the box office, right?
For a pandemic in July against Space Jam,
Well,
who
it
knows?
made a sequel, so
Yeah. So I hope they get a chance to close out this trilogy, whatever it is,
Yeah.
because I'm curious. Did you see it, Melissa?
Hell no.
Melissa, you gotta. It's not traditional like horror, but
like suspense.
yeah.
It's more
definitely
like thriller. Like it's more like
Michael Jackson?
like
But you
running
all
out.
remember
love
I sent
thriller.
y'all.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah, you'll be all right with these.
Vincent Price?
Oh God, stop. But Nick and Randy, y'all
Hey.
remember I sent y'all like 2 stills from the trailer that weren't in the movie at all. Like somebody was trapped and the temperature was going up. Supposedly there's a 30-minute longer version of this movie, and I'm curious to see what that is. It's like
I'll watch it before the third one.
I hate when they put things in the trailer that they don't put in the movie. That's so silly.
Marvel.
Marvel does that by design to try not to spoil anything.
What is everybody's least favorite horror movie this year?
Oh, good question.
Let me look.
I don't know. It's I'll tell you what one.
Does Intrusion count as horror?
Don't Breathe 2.
Well, me and Nick
It's
tie.
like everybody is dogging that movie. I'm not even really one that-
Unless The Woman in the Window counts as horror.
Yeah, that's my second least favorite.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I've got that kind of low.
What's Intrusion?
Yeah. Remember the Frida Pinto and Logan Marshall Green? Remember, Randy, we talked about this.
Oh, vaguely.
It's like a home invasion.
I think I remember bringing up Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and you brought up Slumdog.
There you go.
Sure, yeah.
It's like, who knows Frida Pinto from Rise of the Planet of the Apes? She's from Slumdog.
Slumdog.
This guy.
That's so funny.
James Franco's
Yeah,
love
I
interest in the
actually
first
didn't
Apes
hate it.
movie.
I actually didn't hate it, but it's my least favorite if we're gonna count like home invasions, which probably
Yeah. See, like most of my movies that I have ranked low this year, like I haven't hated any of them. Like
Exactly. Well, Woman in the Window was a huge disappointment because even though I rank it higher than Intrusion, it's like barely because it's Joe Wright. Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know how everyone feels about Amy Adams, 5-time Oscar nominee or maybe 6, I don't remember.
Hey.
It's based on a book that had this huge scandal because the author was discovered to have like made up his whole life story. It was a huge thing. So everyone was waiting for this damn movie, and it was just a huge flop. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know. I haven't even finished the book, so I can't even comment from that point of view. But I wish I had, but I haven't. But man, that movie was just a disappointment, and everyone just ended up making fun of it. I feel so bad for Amy Adams, but what were they thinking?
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, I was kind of into it. At this point, I almost forget. Like, I was like, wait, what didn't I like about it? But I remember it like, I don't know. It didn't juggle it well because it like was kind of like a mystery, kind of like a Gone Girl-esque like.
Well,
type
it was very
movie.
much a very bad Rear Window.
Yeah,
it
was. Yeah, it was kind of like Rear Window.
Disturbia.
It was like trying to be in that kind of like the girl on the train.
Yes.
Gone Girl. Like it was trying to be like one of those, and then it kind of shifted into like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Really clunkily. Like I just remember being like, oh, that's clunky. Like
I'm
not scared. I'm confused.
Nick with the adjectives today.
Not good at building suspense. Like parts that were funny that weren't supposed to be. Unintentional humor. Weird acting. Weird. Like people coming in and out of the movie randomly and not organically. I don't know what they were thinking, and man, it was because like it's not the worst movie you've ever seen, but because of the build-up, that's what is so disappointing. People were waiting like 2 years for that movie at least.
Huh. Eric, what's yours?
It's a movie I don't think anybody even heard of. Somebody recommended it to my wife, and we watched it. And I told my wife to give me that person's address so I could go and have a stern talking to with them. It's a movie called The Resort.
The Resort?
Yeah. See, I knew y'all wouldn't have heard of it.
I watched Resort to Love starring Christina Milian.
Yeah. Was it Resort to Love?
Watched that.
Like, The Resort is one of those titles that sounds like every movie. Like,
it's so
generic.
No, Google it. Whoever has a phone handy, The Resort is a movie directed by Taylor Cheyenne or something. The movie's like 45 minutes long.
That's not a movie.
Yeah.
That's a TV episode.
It's right here. Yeah, I looked it up. 75 minutes. So as you know, I've said this plenty of times. 75 minutes.
You forgot the other half.
A movie's total runtime includes the end credits.
It's
so
not
end
even
credits are an
rated.
average from 5 to 7 minutes.
Box office 200,000. That's what it says.
Wow. And we watched it on demand.
It's about Hawaii, at least. That's cool.
It didn't even get a rating.
I don't know how. I gave it a chance. And yeah, you gotta watch who you take recommendations from, because people like
clearly.
Yeah, so that's one of the worst movies of the year. I'm not even gonna put it in my worst movies of the year because it doesn't deserve to be talked about. It's like box office 200,000. Wow.
200,000.
I thought it was a DTV movie. I didn't know it went to theaters.
Well, somehow it made, that's not bad for something that you say is that bad.
Yeah, I mean, they got some kind of bank, but no, that's mine.
Yeah. Don't Breathe 2 is the only movie I left the theater upset about.
Aww.
Yeah, I've got Don't Breathe 2, and like that movie, The Unholy, I went and saw. I don't think anybody really. It wasn't bad. I've got it ranked maybe like a notch or two above. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything special. The Don't Breathe 2 to me was like more disappointing than I wanted it to be. I was like,
there was expectation for Don't Breathe 2, and they like, what's her name? Jane Levy just didn't want to come back, so they just cooked their own story that was nothing like. Yeah.
But there's a little mini controversy there, right?
The horrible redneck acting.
Not enough, in my opinion. I was surprised
I don't know.
there wasn't more controversy. Like, I was surprised more people didn't, like, complain.
What's the controversy?
Like,
Supposedly she didn't like his directing style, that he was
She was in
he
Evil
was going
Dead.
Hitchcock on her.
Is it a
He-
new director for the sequel?
Is she didn't like Fede Alvarez or the new guy?
I have somebody
I think it was
who
Fede
made the first
Alvarez.
one.
He said
Oh.
something.
Who was on
and she
set?
was like, no.
The director of 2 was on set, like producing or something for the
Yeah.
first one.
It was something about, like, he tweeted something like, we wrote a new story, and, like, we didn't feel like she could handle. Because, like, he also directed The Evil Dead with her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he said something like, these movies take a lot out of her as an actress, and we didn't want to put her through that or something like that. And she, like, responded with, like,
Right.
no, I very much chose not to come back for this, but, like, thank you. Or something.
Whoa,
It was, like, real clear.
interesting.
It was a lot of sass. It was like, I very much, like, declined to be in another Don't Breathe.
No,
I love when
your
people are
story
so
was
honest
trash.
like that. I love that stuff.
And so it was like, ooh. So, but, like, I'm surprised there wasn't more controversy about, like, the angle that the story took.
Yeah,
Maybe a lot
people
of
were
didn't
talking
see it.
about it, but it should have got.
But I'm, like, surprised in the day and age that we're in.
With the whole thing revolving the kid?
Well, just his character, like,
what
trying
he
to,
did in
like,
the first one.
Yeah.
you know, it's implied whatever in the trailer, but there's, like, almost like a redemption arc for his character.
Yeah, they tried to,
don't feel
like,
anymore.
vilify him.
And it was like me, you know, a straight white man. Like, I was sitting there like, ugh, I don't like this. So I know there's entire, like, women that would watch that movie would be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, to me, that would have to be the mindset. Like, are you shitting me? Like, that's where they went with
Let
this?
me speak to the manager.
Wow.
I need my money back.
Yeah, like, are you kidding? And, like, that was me thinking that. So I was like, I know someone else smarter than me who actually really analyzes that kind of stuff is bothered by this, but I didn't hear much about it. Maybe because it just
I
didn't
think
get
people just didn't see it, maybe? Did it make a lot of
Maybe.
money?
Right? How did
It
it
did
do?
okay. It did fine. It couldn't have been very expensive to produce.
No way.
It didn't
It's
do as
always
well.
going to be a mess when the main actor doesn't want to come back. I mean,
Yeah.
Speed 2, Independence Day 2, and
Yeah.
all the...
That's a
I don't
story.
know how
That
she could have helped it. Like, if they
No.
had kept the same story and, like, the same angle.
But do you think they would have changed the story if she stayed? I would think so.
Why
Maybe.
wouldn't
Like,
he
that's
have
the
just
only thing I
chased
think
his
of, 'cause
money?
There's no helping what they did with it, in my opinion. I didn't hate it. Like, it was entertaining. And, like, there was kind of a twist at the end that I thought was just bizarre enough that I was like, okay, that took a weird turn. I kind of like, but it was like, it still, like, I couldn't shake just the arc of the main guy. Like, I was like, I don't buy this. I don't like this as a sequel to the first one. I don't like this. As its
So-
own
It's like
movie,
it's like a
little better.
standalone sequel.
Yeah, like, as its own movie, it would have been fine. Like, if this was Don't Breathe, and there hadn't been a Don't Breathe one, I'd have been like, you know what, that was pretty
right.
good. But, like,
Yeah, it
as
sounds
a
like she
sequel,
had them write themselves. Well, she put them to a corner story wise.
It looks like it,
continuing where one left off, and it's supposed to be the same guy having done the same things that he
Right.
did in part one, I was like,
So on a $15 million budget, it made $47 million worldwide.
Wow, that's...
worldwide.
than
That
I would think.
sucks.
that sounds like a
mean,
lot.
$32 million domestically, so it made
Yeah.
twice its budget.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it
guess
hasn't had
that's-
its full rollout.
Yeah.
I mean, the
They
Blu-ray
probably-
comes out in
I
like
don't
2
see them
weeks.
making a 3. I don't see them doing a 3 though.
There was a
Yeah, like-
post-credit scene, right?
Was there?
I heard that there was a post-credit scene.
What?
And he missed it.
Didn't that come out in like a week or two?
Yeah, it
Everything's
comes out in
coming
like 2 weeks.
Fuck.
The doors,
Everything's coming out so quick now.
the doors open for a third one, I think.
Oh wow, they do have a post credit scene.
My dumbass will walk right through the door.
Hey,
Part 3.
I missed. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I'll still go see the third one.
Dumbass.
I missed the Cruella post-credit scene. I missed the Don't Breathe post-credit scene.
Oh man.
Was there
I
a
saw
Bond? There wasn't a Bond one, was there?
I doubt it.
Good, good.
I was about to make a joke, but it would have been a spoiler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I regretted it as soon as I said it.
Yeah. But
Is Army of the Dead considered horror?
I mean,
I do. Yeah, just to
yeah, action horror. Yeah, it's definitely.
I
Yeah,
listed
I
it.
would put it in like the horror category. It's kind of like the Grammys. It's like what's country, what's not country.
I
It's
mean-
like that's horror.
Technically, Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead are horror.
Oh yeah, it's horror comedy.
If it's got zombies, it's horror.
Hmm. And that's what I love about horror that I was trying to discuss with another
friend?
person on another podcast.
I remember.
The versatility of horror.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Subgenres.
I mean, you don't have well, I guess you do. I mean, you have children's horror. I mean, Hocus Pocus, right?
Yeah.
Those are
Addams
called
Family?
spooky.
Yeah, Addams Family, right?
The House with the Clock in its walls.
Little Monsters.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
We don't get enough movies like that these
No.
days. I always appreciate them
Well,
when
what
they
if
come out.
is like Lemony Snicket? Is that
Yeah, I would consider that like I call it spoopy. Those are spoopy movies, like Goosebumps,
Hey,
the clock in its walls. Like we don't
Right.
get enough movies like that now.
we
Like,
get
the
Home
Monsters-
Sweet Home
there's a
Alone
lot,
though.
but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Beetlejuice. Like we don't get enough movies like that today. Like we may get one.
That's
every
like
few
Tim
years.
Burton's whole thing.
Yeah,
But we get Home
We don't
Sweet
do
Home
that.
Alone.
yeah.
That's Home Invasion.
Yes.
No shit.
Spoopy.
Oh man. Yeah,
Like, yeah.
can't wait to see what role
Monster
Macaulay
Squad
Culkin has in it.
Gremlins. We don't get a lot of movies like that.
Yeah, no, they too sensitive these days. Yeah, you can't
It's
have
it's like back in the day. You sound old, but it's like back in the day, like all that was rated PG, and now like Frozen is rated PG.
What? The cartoon?
Yeah, like Frozen 1 and 2 are PG.
And
Good, big
Ghostbusters
with
is PG. Yeah, look at
Yeah.
Okay, the Frozen thing, that's ridiculous.
Poltergeist is PG. Like when I was a kid, like like Big with Tom Hanks. I'm like, yeah, it's PG. They
Man,
say the
yeah.
F word. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
Beetlejuice.
A woman
they
tries
do.
to like have sex with a kid and Big.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever.
Speaking of
I
horror,
dig this.
Oh
Great.
wow,
We
yeah.
all
that
just like
scene-
let it roll off.
Yeah, well, dude, it's PG. He's a kid. Who cares?
What is the 80s PG movies? You gotta.
Kinda. It's like it's big.
what a
And,
time
like,
to be
I
alive.
still can't get over this Frozen thing. I can't get over this.
Yeah. Every
Even my Hallmark romances are rated G. Like,
Yeah.
every animated movie that comes out now is PG, with the exception of like I think Toy Story 4 might have been
what?
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't.
G, but like everything, everything Coco, all that.
What are they
That's
doing?
all-
Heroin in the Frozen movies? Like what?
Yeah. It's-
I guess it's the themes and I don't know what is it.
Climate
rated PG?
change?
that's not heroin, I think.
So, before we got off on this rating tangent,
Right. We just kept going.
who thinks
Four. I think it's too late.
that the Purge franchise is actually done?
Mm. I guess
Nah.
That's
the question, the answer is in the box office, bro. So they'll
Oh,
find a way
yeah.
to bring
a
it back.
fact.
It's another one of those things like they cost like $5 to make, and they always make $20 for every $5. Like they're gonna keep doing it. Like I'll
Yeah.
go see it.
I'll keep
It'll
putting my
suck.
money into them, and they'll keep coming.
That's what I'm saying. Like until they like, I want to say like until they start sucking. But it's like I keep going. Like I just said, I'll go see Don't Breathe 3, even though Don't Breathe 2 suck. So
Yes.
like the Purge movies don't even suck, except for the first one. Like the first one is the worst to me.
Yeah, they
That's
wasted
slander.
the premise on the very first movie.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's the weakest one to me,
Right.
and they got better. Like I was like, okay, well, shit, I'll go see another one.
Jumping ahead a little bit. What'd y'all think of the trailer for the Black Phone?
I like
Loved
the
it.
trailer. Yeah, I don't know if the
You
movie.
didn't
will
tell
be-
me to watch that one.
I
like the
just thought about it.
Yeah,
You
because they
told me to
showed it on
watch
Halloween
Scream.
Kills.
Yeah. We should have done this at the very top, but react to the Scream trailer right quick.
Love it. I don't even care. I don't even care. It's like a ho hum run of the mill trailer. I don't even care. I know that there's more to the movie than what we saw in the trailer, so I'm like freaking out. Like I'm so excited.
I love Nick's reaction.
I'm so excited. I
Love it. I don't even care.
Dude,
With all of my heart. I love Scream.
You should
with,
put him
like,
in the
every-
commercial.
my wife got hyped for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started
um,
like
You know
Bruh.
who has to be in that universe of Scream? The person that's coming out of this with the best outcome is Sydney's therapist.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about all that.
Yo.
I've been through this a lot.
When-
No kidding.
When I was watching it before Halloween Kills yesterday, did Dewey say that they're killing relatives of the original movie?
He said, yeah, they're all related.
People
to the
related
original.
to yeah.
That makes the shit so much
But
deeper.
related to who? Because
Yeah. Now it doesn't have to be relatives. I mean, related could be you know them, right? Or
Yeah,
they probably meet.
related to the victims or related
Like-
to the killer?
Randy's sister.
Didn't he say the killers?
I thought he said the killers, and I was like, what?
Related to the
say-
killers of the
I think
original.
they did.
Yeah, that's weird. I
So-
don't know. I thought that was funny.
So
Weird.
so everybody that dies up to that point is related to Stu and Billy.
I don't know.
I don't know. You gotta watch that again.
I'm hyped.
How many kids did Billy's mother have? I don't know.
Yeah. But they
I'm sorry. Like,
it's
to
it's a
me-
duo. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
No, I just said like to even like entertain the idea of making a Scream 5. Like you
Without
don't
Wes
need a
Craven.
Scream 5. But like, yeah, to even entertain that idea, like there has to be like a good idea. Like it has
Yeah.
to be like,
That all three
In my
OGs
mind.
came back for.
yeah,
Mhm.
that everyone read the script and we're like, yes, let's do it. Like to me, Scream is just like important in that way. Like you could make another Texas Chainsaw right now and like nobody would really care.
Oh, they
But it's
did.
like you can't just do Scream reboot. Like you can't. MTV tried it. Like you can't just do it. Like so the fact that they all read the script and all came back, like there has to be something like good in Scream.
Yeah.
Scream 5, whatever it's called. It should have been called Scream.
5 Cream.
Yeah, 5 Scream would have been the best title.
And one of the directors came out and said that the trailer is
Nothing.
basically right. He said real deceptive.
The same shit that they said about Spider-Man.
But I caught that like from the first trailer. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. She was like, "What's the girl's name? Isn't it the West Side Story girl? The first girl in the trailer?
I don't think so.
No.
She's somebody.
The
though.
main girl?
Rachel
I know her
Ziegler
from-
or whatever her name is.
I know her from the show You. If you guys
Oh
are talking
yeah,
about-
that's what I'm thinking. She was the girl from You.
Right.
Who's the girl from West Side Story? I can't picture her face. That's why I was like,
She's in
Randy was saying Rachel Ziegler or something?
she's in Shazam.
yeah, that's not the same girl.
I don't
No.
Am I the
No.
worst? Anyway, the first girl in the trailer, like my friend was like, she was like, "Oh, I'm mad because she's gonna die first," and I was like, "She's not dying."
the
in
girl
that
the
scene.
girl with the
You know
locks.
that many- Huh?
The girl with the locks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if
Smart
that's a
locks.
Drew Barrymore moment. It could be.
that's what you said. Oh, that's Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, she's the one from You. She's not famous like Drew Barrymore though, so it wouldn't really. make
Yeah,
sense.
like there's got to be an
That's what I
attention
said.
grabber. The first kill
Oh,
is
yeah,
always an
this is the
attention
girl.
grabber.
Right.
That's the girl from.
Like no one's gonna
That's the
care
girl
if they
from
don't
You.
know. But obviously the impact of Drew being killed, everyone's like, that's the whole point. Everyone's freaking out.
hmm
But if it's
But
Jenna
she was like-
Ortega, it's like no offense, but everyone's like, okay.
It seems like she's gonna die. I was like, she's not dying in that clip, or we would have seen. Like to me, that clip is gonna be something else entirely.
Like,
I'm
shouldn't
thinking-
she be the new Sydney, like the new main character, right?
I don't know,
Yeah,
Um,
it's
I'm
hard to
just
say right
guessing. I
now.
don't-
but she's like in the beginning of the trailer, and it's like she's
Yeah.
running around the phone and she gets cut and all that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, shit. Doesn't mean she's dying.
That-
Doesn't mean she's dying
Right.
first.
The opening kill is
I'm
going to be
running
some
on-
casting choice that they're playing close to the vest.
Yeah, I've got my money put down on who I think is gonna die first,
Oh,
even based on the trailer.
I told y'all who I thought the killers were in the Instagram chat.
I think you're wrong, at least with one of them, based on the trailer. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe. I
yeah.
don't know.
Watching the trailer
don't
again,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and I love that because I watched the Halloween Kills trailer when it came out, and I felt like I knew a lot about them. I was like, oh, so he's killing them. He's gonna kill them when they show up. He's gonna kill them.
Yeah. I
And
hate
this,
when-
I'm like,
yeah.
Did-
I don't know. I don't know.
Taking
I
it back
don't
to
know.
Halloween. Did you guys hear
Yeah.
about Halloween Ends?
Not at all.
I mean, it's coming
Of course.
next year.
I
What
heard,
did you
I came across accidentally some narrative story shit that I think might be stupid. Based on how
They
Halloween Kills ended.
Yeah, they don't have that.
Based on how Halloween Kills ended, where ends picks up is going to be dumb.
It's gonna be a flash forward.
No, it can't be dumb because the ending was great. It can't be a dumb pickup from a great ending.
Yeah.
It can't be Resurrection picking up where H2O left off. Again, a great ending and a dumb pickup. She decapitated a man.
It wasn't who she thought.
Every year I get older and watch Resurrection, I'm like, man, why did I like this movie as a kid? I hate this shit. I don't hate it, though. It's funny. It's more entertaining than a lot of the other movies. We haven't talked about Spiral.
That's where I was going. The only movie I have on my list that we haven't brought up yet is Spiral from the Book of Saw.
That's in my top 5.
That is my 5. That's my number 5 horror movie right now.
I think I've got it in Halloween, 4 and 5. Like, you could switch them. I don't care. I like Spiral.
Eric leaned back because he isn't as high on Spiral.
No, it's not. Yeah.
All right, Fat Joe, talk.
Lean back.
Yeah.
No, Spiral I liked the direction they took it in. A lot of people didn't like that they made it a full-on police procedural. That's what I liked about
the whole franchise is police procedural.
The best thing about to me, that's one of my favorite things about the whole series. I'm like, it's more like
murder mystery.
Police procedure. Yeah, it's more like the mystery of it all adds to it to me. Whereas most people that haven't watched it are just like, oh, it's porn, it's torture. And I'm like, well, sometimes.
Yeah, most of the time.
Like the cops looking for the clues. It's like Law and Order.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
but
I'd rather watch Law and Order than
instead of.
So I don't have to see the sawing.
The sawing, yeah, it's a lot of sawing.
There's so much sawing.
SVU is still on every Thursday or whatever. I'm still watching it.
And you say cat
yeah,
fight.
it is interesting.
I always think of Sarah Marshall's show.
Talk about a dick sickle.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's gonna be hard to win the beauty pageant
without a face.
Yeah, but Spiral, yeah, it's okay. I like it's interesting how the story came to be. But Chris Rock is maybe they could have dialed it back just a tad with his stand up. You could because I mean it's public that
he was doing stand up in the movie.
I mean,
nah,
he does
things. He does his monologuing,
yeah.
Like, the women cheating. Women cheating in the daytime. You could get a lot of.
The very beginning is the only time he really did that.
Yeah, but he was undercover, but it was context to it.
Maybe I should watch that part.
Yeah, but it wasn't too.
He's talking about Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
He's like, then he gave Forrest Gump, the greatest athlete in the world, AIDS. And they're like, he didn't die. He's like, there wasn't a sequel. It's all
Yeah.
It looks like it doubled its box office.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but I enjoyed Spiral, for what it was. I thought there was kind of like a tonal shift from the other ones, but it was still recognizable enough to clearly be a new Saw. But it was like the new voice didn't bother me. It was kind of cool.
I liked it.
Yeah,
it was new in a good way. I was like, oh, this is clearly a new thing. But the only thing with Spiral that kind of gave it a dent for me was I totally saw it, the ending coming. I knew who did it, a half
Oh, really?
hour.
No, I didn't. I was thrown off.
I called it. Especially when the certain thing that happens to who did it happens. That's when I knew. Everyone else in the theater was like, oh, no. And I was like,
yeah, so sad for him.
Yeah, I was looking around. I was like, no.
Yeah, it should have been more obvious the way, but they tried to rush past it.
Credit to them.
I was like,
credit to the filmmakers for fooling everybody except Nicholas J. Goodman.
Yeah, I called it.
Did Chris Rock write the story?
The story,
I think he
technically,
helped.
not the screenplay.
Oh, like he came up with.
Yeah, the
He
movie
came up
was
with
his
the story,
idea.
He kind of went up to him in a bar and was like, "I've got the best idea." For
It might as well have been that. Literally, he was at a Christmas party with the CEO of, was it Lion Gate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blumhouse?
whatever. Yeah.
He's like, hey, I got an idea. I'm like, okay, let me hear it.
But
And-
you're a
I
comedian.
remember he was going around. Like I saw him on a lot of talk shows talking about it.
yeah, that's
So
what
they would've
Hollywood
told me to
is.
fuck off. But I could have come up there and been like, "I've got the best idea."
And actually
For a
had the
DJ.
best idea. He'll still tell you that.
Well,
Yeah. Like I'm a
But-
big Survivor fan, and all these like Jeff Probst has all these Hollywood buddies that tell him what to do, and then he just does it, and it's like,
yeah.
why don't you talk to the real fans, not these like Tyler Perry and whoever? Like, come on, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yo, so am I selfish that I want a follow up to Saw 3D and Jigsaw and Spiral?
They were actually that was
Follow up
in
each, like
development.
3 more.
Yes. 'Cause
Wow.
There's so many loose ends still left in this series.
God damn.
That was in development until Chris Rock came along. There was supposed to be another Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Now for real,
They
they
could still
were
do
talking
it
about it.
though. Like,
It's so
to me-
Hollywood.
to me, they could still do it. Like the sequel to Spiral could be something that like meshes together, you know, the old and the new. They could, in my head.
Ooh.
Like Chris Rock could find, I don't know, did any of the old cops like survive?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Did
And
they?
Tina Meyer's dead, Wahlberg's dead. Something. It's something. He could hook up with somebody from the old thing, or Carrie
Yeah,
Ellis.
somebody's got to be alive from the.
Yeah, he could
Yeah.
find Carrie Ellis and talk to him. Spoiler, 11-year-old spoiler alert. He's still alive.
I'm
But,
never
you know,
gonna watch those. Don't worry.
Something. I mean, they
Someone
could do.
forced
I
me
mean, I
to see
can
the
write it.
first one. It was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Oh.
The first Saw is
Yeah,
brilliant.
good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I couldn't handle it. That's
I got you. But the first
Did
one,
Danny-
well, that's not. They had some stuff in it compared to the later ones. The first
Yeah.
one really wasn't torture porn.
oh my god.
It
I
was
mean, it
more
had-
visceral. It was like 7,
Yes.
but
Wow.
it was a little more violent. It was a mesh. Like I said, it was a meshing of. And then the other ones focused more on like how much bigger can we go? with
Yeah.
Yeah,
these
bigger, more
violence.
elaborate.
Well,
with
keeping the
trap.
story going, but they were like, this time he's in a pig gut vat. Like in the first one, it's like run through the barbed wire room or you die, and it was like, oh shit. And then by the time you got to 3D, it was like, you know, an entire house,
A public
full of,
pendulum.
like, saws that you had to pull and shit, and it was like,
Entire house.
yeah.
Yeah, the traps were just getting ridiculous. It's like you need a whole engineer team to set this up.
It's like,
Yeah.
you had to get scaffolding permits for
Right.
this. You had to
Like,
go.
what's happening in the middle of this public? How did you
Yeah.
put this here?
You had to build this house, and like, where did you
How
get
did
a
you get that
pendulum?
many people involved? Like, what?
It's-
Yeah, where did you
yeah.
find a pendulum at Kmart? Like, fuck off! Like, get out of here. You got the dying like cancer patient, and like the girl who weighs like 120 pounds wet.
Right.
That was it, and like the cop who was like an
Then the
idiot.
cop, yeah.
I was like, you're telling me you guys mastered all of this? No. Whereas that was the thing about Spiral is the spoiler who was doing it had a lot of time to figure it out.
Right. And they
Mhm.
weren't as elaborate. They were real.
They took it
Yeah.
back to the simpler traps.
Right.
He or she had time to work it out over time. Like they'd spent years doing these couple things that they do in the
Right.
movie.
So much
Whereas
time.
in the 2 days between Saw 2 and 3, he like emptied out an entire warehouse and like was able to fill it with his traps and
While
it's-
having brain cancer.
yeah, while being like on his deathbed,
Mm.
like literally dead the whole time.
I'll tell you, in Saw 3, that was one of the more interesting scenes.
I love
Is,
Saw.
the brain skull section removal.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
And with this.
Vin Vin.
I need that. I love that scene because I know that feels good.
Yeah, we're trying to release the pressure.
Headaches.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send that scene to you, Melissa. It's
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
fine.
and they take the skull like.
Hey,
She's
this
like,
recent
"Well,
rewatch gave me
so-"
new appreciation for Saw 3 though.
Yeah.
She said it'll take down your swelling and get rid of your headaches. And I was like, oh, I need this. Like, I wish they could do that to me. Cut off my skull. Let my brain breathe.
Cut off.
Gross.
It is just cruel and dirty and
so jealous.
But it's a good scene. I know it's weird.
I love 3. I remember seeing 3 in the theater, and I was like, dude, these keep getting better. I was like 16. I was like, oh my god, this is the best movie ever. I like 4. Not to talk about Saw too much, but I like 4. 5 was the first one. I was like, okay, it's time to wrap it up. Time to put a bow on this.
Yeah. I want to ask y'all about something before we get out of here. Talk about the franchises. I posted something. I found it. It was Michael Myers putting on a Jason mask. It was a meme, and the meme said,
Yeah.
What did it say?
I want to see what second place feels
number
like.
2. Yeah.
It's true, though.
And look at all the stuff that's going on. Chucky is just chugging along as strong as ever with the TV series, which is actually decent. The first episode that I saw.
You haven't watched it yet.
And Halloween, the Michael Myers franchise is what it is. It's still going strong.
50 million.
And
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
So where's Freddy?
What is that, like a show? I Know What You Did?
I'm going to watch it tomorrow or Monday, depending on when I have time. Or tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow or Tuesday.
It is.
Dummy.
But no, the big, I guess the Mount Rushmore of slashers, Freddy and Jason are just like
sleep.
Yeah, it's like there's another Leatherface in the can coming on Netflix eventually.
Yeah, it's coming.
So it's like
there's another Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's supposed to be a reboot.
New Line has to have some idea to bring Freddy back. They gotta cash in on this.
I can understand the legal stuff with Jason.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Didn't what's his name? Who's the dude that directed Dr. Sleep and like does all those Netflix shows?
Oh,
Michael. Is it Michael?
Anyway,
what is his name?
It's that dude. Like he went on Twitter and like he said he had a great idea for a new Freddy movie. And I was like,
give him that, please.
Ooh.
Come on. Like, I was like, the guy that did Dr. Sleep for Christ's sake.
That dude is like no strikes. He homers every time. What is his name? Mike Flanagan?
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, hello, hi. Like,
Flanagan. I was thinking Gaffigan.
No, seriously, Gaffigan. That's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
No, but give that to Mike Flanagan because I don't think a Jason movie is ever going to get made again.
But you know what? That Freddy movie could be amazing. And everybody would be like, oh, it's not. Because look at the reaction to the Batman trailer. Oh, give me Bale back. Give me Keaton. So any new Freddy would just be like, well, it's not Robert Englund.
Yeah, it's
Robert Englund.
And the problem with that reboot, or whatever the hell it was, remake, it wasn't Jackie Earl Haley. It was the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't any of like the actors.
Yeah, he was actually decent. They could have made
there
something
were a lot
with
of
that.
good actors in that movie. Rooney Mara, what's her name? Connie Britton.
Katie Cassidy, Kyle Gallner. Speaking of Scream.
What are you guys talking about?
The Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah. Was that 2010? No,
yeah.
2010.
Man, that's crazy.
They were still on it with the slasher remakes, and it was just like, we don't need to do this, but they kept doing it.
So the Friday the 13th remake was 2009 then, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow, so what the hell is New Line or Warner Brothers? It always goes back to Warner Brothers effing up.
Oh, yeah.
That guy does, Mike Flanagan does Midnight Mass. Does anyone watch that?
I haven't yet.
No.
I heard it's good.
Yeah.
But he did the Bly Manor and the Hill House.
Yeah.
And that's both of those. I won't say they're disappointing, but like both of those, like I have issues with both of those, even though I know they're good. So I'm like sleeping on Midnight Mass, but I know he's a good director.
I heard so much good things about Midnight Mass, and I was excited because I like that guy, Hamish Linklater. I think. And then it's such a slow. You know how I am with slow burn. I was like, ugh, the first like half of the episode. I mean, these episodes are like movies, right? I was like, oh my god, nothing is happening. So I don't know if I'll keep up with it, but I'd like to get into it.
My sister is all about it. And I was just like, I don't have time. I'm watching Dexter. I'm doing all this stuff.
I liked Hush.
This is not really related, but did anyone watch Clickbait?
No.
So that's
that
a
a
mini.
show
That's a
or
mini
movie?
series on Netflix. It's kind of horror-y, but more
Yeah.
like thriller. Anyways, I thought that was pretty good.
Dude from Entourage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vincent Chase.
Vincent Chase.
Exactly.
I mean, we've kind of covered everything, and we're touching upon an hour. Is there anybody want to bring up anything last
We didn't
second?
talk about-
Eric, you haven't seen Old yet?
No, not yet. I was might rent it tonight. It slipped through the cracks on me. I wanted to see it.
I'm very curious, what you think.
M.
But-
Night's
but
already
Nick has
announced his
definitely
next
seen it,
movie.
Right? Nick saw it in theaters, right, Nick?
I did, yes.
Okay. 'Cause, I remember the whole discussion when you were like, "Is this a masterpiece?" Like in the middle
Yeah.
of that.
About halfway through, like when it was like at peak, just like chaos. I was like, "Is this the best movie I've ever seen?"
Now all your comments make sense because I saw it and I was like, "Oh my god, I really liked it."
Yeah, like I was just like, "Is this like one of Shyamalan's like best movies?" And then like by the time it was over, I was like, "All right, it's kind of middle of the pack." But I was like, "Good for you, though." Like,
Yeah.
you said, like you had the balls to do that weird
Yes.
of a movie in 2021 and just give it to. And like when I left the theater, I was like, I know half of the people in the theater like probably hated that, and the other.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I
probably
looked
like,
it up,
great.
Nick, and it's like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes with critics and 50% with
Yeah.
audience. Like,
Wow.
what movies like that? So
love to see it.
divisive. So divisive.
I just thought it was so weird.
Oh,
So weird. So weird. And
So-
funny, but yeah.
Nick.
I got a recommendation.
Nick, did you watch?
Inside.
Nick, did you watch that Fear Street trilogy?
I didn't because it came out over the summer and I just
Shocker.
didn't care. But if it had come
Yeah.
out now, I'd have.
Yeah,
probably
they should have
watched
waited a
I
minute
want to
because I
watch
want to
the
see
first
that.
one, but I heard that the beginning is like really gruesome. But man, I love the 90s, so it's like, I hope that I can
it.
handle
Like it's a
it.
cute
Yeah,
idea,
94.
but I'm
A
also
cute
like
idea.
I'm so stacked with stuff to watch now that I'm just like.
I definitely want to try the first one because 94, that's like my favorite year. But
Ooh,
And then
from
We
classic.
didn't talk
albums.
about Malignant.
I was just about to bring that. That was
Oh.
my
you guys didn't
recommendation.
talk about that.
Did
That
you
was
watch it,
another
Randy?
I did not.
Randy didn't
Why
watch
didn't you
I'm
watch it, Randy?
shocked.
Cause like it toes the line of what I want to see.
Yeah,
Which is
like
what?
Randy didn't. Like we didn't talk about The Conjuring 3 either because that's like it's not Randy's.
Well, I mean,
style.
if y'all saw it, then talk about it. But I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
They're not.
Well,
M. Night's next movie is Knock at the Cabin, February
Ooh.
3rd, 2023.
I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm
Automatically.
There. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I'm there.
Now, have you seen *Malignant*, Melissa?
I'm never going to want to see that. But
So
the
the thing
reactions
is-
have been hilarious to read. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, hold on. Like
I'm there.
we're at 57
Melissa's
minutes, so
another
let me
one,
save
though.
it.
What was that?
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm hitting stop because we're too close.
Lawn ornaments.
Okay.
And then I saw him. He was like, "Well, if they don't win today, I'm gonna take the shit down." And I was like, "All right."
Welcome back to this podcast, already in progress. You guys were talking Malignant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, *Malignant*, like *Spiral*, was something like I called the little twist that happens at the end of the movie. I called it like a solid hour before it came. Like once I started getting into what was happening, once I started thinking about the title, I was like, "Is this
Yeah, that's deep.
what's
biggest
going
clue.
to happen?" I was like, "Are they going to go there with this movie?" And as it kept going on, I was like, "This is what I'm watching right now. This is not, The Conjuring getting visited by a ghost." Like I was like, "I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing now, and it's probably going to be pretty fun." And it was. Like I didn't lose my mind over it because I had already called it, and I had seen movies where things like that happen. I think most of the people losing their minds over it are people that like were not ready for it at all. Like they were just like, but it's kind of like Old. Like I was like, good for them, good for James Wan for like following up Aquaman with this weird ass,
Right.
bizarre, like kind of like a monster movie. It was just like, the more I think about *Malignant*, I'm like, I should give it an extra half a star. Like I think I liked it more than I gave it its rating.
I want everybody on YouTube to know that in between saving the recordings, I was not glitching.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you were fine. It's something.
Ain't that some shit? It must be a QuickTime thing.
You are the internet.
I am the internet. Respect my transcendence.
You're like Candyman covered in bees.
Oh yeah, y'all want to talk about like the Candyman, not controversy, just people like overreacting and the bad ratings because of the non-horror elements. Elephants.
In the original, or like never actually like analyzed it.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't. It's not like you have to analyze. It's not like that deep. Like it's cut and dry. Like they show you in the original. This is what this is about.
Yeah.
And the new one piggybacks off that
The
in
first
like a
one,
really cool way.
The original was about social issues just as much as the new one.
Right.
Yeah.
But well, back then in the early '90s, we didn't have social media where every goofball could get on there and
everyone didn't voice their opinions.
Tell the truth.
No, Candyman, it was people were just.
Hey, we can't say it 2 more times.
So people who are saying that obviously didn't understand what the first one was about.
Hey, there's a mirror behind Melissa, and I am not playing with that fire.
Oh wow, it is.
I didn't say it once.
And then the goofballs, the goofiest goofballs coming out. Oh, Jordan Peele, even though it's not his movie, he wrote it.
His movie.
Yeah, Jordan Peele still hates white people. Really, Jordan Peele, whose mother is white, whose wife is white. He's
also white. I mean,
hates them.
I'm Asian, but I'm white too. You know.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's
like what? And where y'all getting this from? It's just
social media.
It's stupid. It's nothing to do with the movie. I've literally seen reviews. I love the movie. Great writing, great acting, but the social issues they could have done without 1 star.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just that
the same people are saying about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all the social commentaries getting on my nerves. I said it's a show about Captain America in the year of our Lord 2021.
Yeah.
Like, we have to talk about this or there's no show.
Like, Captain America, Captain. Military.
Like,
if I wanted to see Americans fight terrorists, I just watched the news.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted to see Candyman take place in a, gentrified neighborhood. And that's like, you did.
Yeah.
30 years ago. That's what it's about. Like, you missed it. You missed it.
It's going way over people's heads. And
yeah.
But
Yep.
It's just a bunch of goofballs.
You missed
very few.
Yeah. Candyman is overall in my top, I want to say 12.
Yeah.
It is very good.
Very much
and like the ones, when it comes to Candyman, you can obviously tell the people who didn't watch it, but they're trying to get their voice out there.
Mm-hmm.
The people who didn't like it, the people, because they speak about it as if it was a reboot or remake.
Yeah.
So they obviously didn't see it.
I was immediately like, this is a sequel to the original one. Because I'm in the theater, I remember looking around, and there wasn't a big reaction when it was like, dude's mother showed up. No spoilers. But I was like, oh.
Yeah.
They were just like,
I think it's 30 years ago, and I think most people have not seen it.
And that's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, y'all don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Or y'all are just watching this as like a new movie to go see on a Friday night.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people called it a remake. A lot of like movie pages called it a remake. Like just normies. Like a lot of movies.
Maybe they were expecting
like,
Get Out,
I'm ready for the Candyman remake. I was like, this is not a Candyman remake.
Get Out with Bees.
Yeah, it's not Get Out with Bees.
I leaned over to my wife. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because we had just watched the other 3.
The other 2. 3 doesn't count.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
3.
Bro, like, Day of the Dead was a remake of Farewell to the Flesh. It was dumb.
It was.
It was dumb.
Great.
It was Halloween 6 level dumb.
Yeah.
It was Curse of the Candy.
Curse of the Killer Bees.
Yeah, Curse of the Bees.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
That were like made for TV. Well, it was made, wasn't it? Was it made for TV or was it direct to video? There's a difference.
I think it
direct to video
was made for TV.
I don't know.
I was saying it was made for TV quality.
Stephen
horror
King's
movies. It was
It was made for TV.
yeah. Well, that was a miniseries. Again, there's a difference. Like that was
Right.
that wasn't a made-for-TV movie. It was like a TV event. Whereas,
Yeah, it was definitely miniseries.
It was an event.
Much dick on a plate,
What?
but
Did I just hear dick on a
Wait,
plate
what
on
are we
Rec
talking
League
about?
podcast? We're talking about dick on a plate.
Whoa.
that's my new saying. That's my new saying. I'm trying out.
Oh
I
my
say that all
goodness.
the time. I say, "Oh, that was dick soup." People just be like, "What was it?" But yeah. Anyway, I'm just talking. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nobody's cutting him off.
for sure.
If you won't cut me off, I'm just gonna keep talking.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
like a toy, like a wind-up toy.
I'm out of
Yeah,
horror
like-
movies for the year.
I think.
What
Yeah.
did we forget?
Oh, y'all want us to go in depth on A Quiet Place?
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
great. Good for Jim Halpert. John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Love the beginning. You know, that little prologue. That was great. I just loved it from beginning to end, and I loved Cillian Murphy, if I'm pronouncing his name right. I thought he was
Close enough.
great. Loved him. Loved everything about it. Loved it better than the first one, because the first one, like I said like 3 times already, it's all slow burn and like nothing's happening. And I thought it was really unique and special because it's like, who has the balls to make a movie with no dialogue? You know, it's like a silent movie, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second one, thank God, it's like plot. I love that. Like action, things are going on, people are talking, people are relating to each other. So the second one was more of my vibe, and I loved it. 5 stars.
I thought it was like as good as the first one.
Yeah.
At
Hey,
least, like, I was like, if it wasn't better, like it might. If I watch it again, like I may very well be like, you know what, that is better. But I gave it like an easy 4 out of 5. Like I was like, oh, that was just as thrilling. Like my heart was still pounding. Like
Yeah.
that's how I judge certain things. Like by the time it was ending and kept going back and forth between everybody, I was like, oh, spare me. And then it was over. I was like, oh.
So Melissa, how did you see this movie? Melissa, was it on demand for you?
Yeah, let's say yeah. I watched it. I watched it at home with my mom, and we had a blast. I felt bad because I was like, I should have went to the theater. It was so good, and we were kind of like doing things like doing errands, and we really should have just been paying attention because it was so good, and everything we saw, we just had so much fun. Like, my mom is just really funny. Like, she, you know how you play the static and it makes she's like, we just kept screaming at the screen, and that's when you know you're having fun. Like, we're like, just play the damn static. Like, and she's like, it makes the aliens go mental, you know?
Right.
Like, we're just having so much fun screaming and like losing our minds. You could just tell it was just a ball. It was great.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much in common Halloween Kills and A Quiet Place 2 are. I mean, they both open up a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And up to
Yeah.
flashback.
Yeah.
I would say it's not a spoiler.
Spoiler.
That, and
Halloween
also they
spoiler.
take place immediately from the predecessor.
Yeah. That was the thing
And,
with Halloween. Like, it was more. I mean, I knew it was a sequel to 2018, but it was like really picked up on things from 2018. I was like, oh, they're going back to this person. They're picking this back. I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be like more forward, like
Yeah.
go.
Right.
And what
But
about
yeah,
the slowing
Fireplace
down of
2.
Michael Myers with like the radio static? That was cool.
No, go ahead.
Oh, was that a deleted scene?
Knucklehead.
No,
Nah, yeah,
Fireplace
like,
2 is
I took Halloween 2, like it was from the perspective of like Tommy Doyle, Lindsay Wallace, the nurse, and the first one was Laurie, and they kind of like flipped the perspective.
Yeah, that was. Yes, we'll see. But I'm curious what they're gonna do if they should. The movie was a super duper hit. Quiet Place 3, or
Yeah,
they're
it
gonna
made
do
money,
that
right?
spinoff.
Yeah, they got a spinoff cooking.
Yeah, they're doing this,
Ooh,
and I'm
I
like,
didn't know that. Like a spin-off movie?
Yeah,
Yep.
like March 2023 is supposed to come out. Krasinski's not directing, but I think he's helping write.
Huh.
Mm.
Weird.
spin-off, like what? Spin-off?
Yeah, I know, right?
Because then you're becoming Paranormal Activity. Like,
I
once you start-
react like that too. I'm like, what? Why don't you just make another sequel then?
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm gonna go see it. So like, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
I'm going.
Nick,
So,
you can't complain about a movie when you know you're going to watch it. So you
Yeah,
can't complain about any movie.
No, I think he can complain. I
I
like
will
that.
absolutely complain about everything.
I'm laying down
Yeah.
martial law.
All the time. But I will still go see it. So it's just like, gimme. It's like the Peacemaker show. It's like, I don't need that. I don't want that. But like, absolutely.
Nobody needs it, but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Thanks. Do
man.
not need it at all.
Yes.
I think that's it,
So-
though. I went through the list. I think we touched, unless Godzilla versus Kong is a horror movie.
No, definitely not.
It was scary to watch.
What is it then?
It's sci-fi.
Oh no, yes, sci-fi.
Trash.
Damn,
Oh.
Randy.
Nah.
Oh,
That's
no.
that's one of my top 3 biggest disappointments of the year.
Oh, really?
For sure. Because that trailer was amazing.
Yeah, it didn't meet my expectations, but I didn't dislike it.
Yeah,
My viewing situation of it was not ideal. So I blame it on that. In my head, I'm still like, man, I should have seen that in an IMAX theater. You know, by myself. But whatever, I still liked it.
How many more horror movies
no.
are coming this year? Last Night in Soho?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now the trailers are more prolonged, so I see like the whole slasher element now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't think
really
that's my
wanna see that.
vibe.
There's a
Oh,
new
it's Edgar
Paranormal
Wright, baby.
Activity.
Edgar Wright is my vibe.
Yeah.
I know. You like him a lot. I know.
You can't do.
Hey, but he doesn't miss. Like, what can you
He has
say?
0 misses at all.
What's the next episode? You guys are doing slashers or something? Or?
No, the next episode is on Halloween. It's on the 31st, and we're talking about the Halloween franchise.
Oh, seriously? Wow.
Again. Yeah.
Again,
We did that.
basically.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I've got on the list. I've got all my movies that I've seen ranked. But there's a new
So-
Paranormal Activity coming out in a couple weeks.
God.
I don't
Now-
know how I'm gonna watch that. I don't even know how I'm gonna have time to watch
I'm gonna assume Melissa and I have that in common.
What?
I haven't seen one Paranormal Activity movie ever.
No.
Neither have I.
it. Most scared I've ever been watching a movie in a
Yeah.
theater was the first Paranormal
First
Activity.
one.
That doesn't make me want to see it.
That's fact. Fact. And who's to say? Like, if you watch it at home right now, I don't know how it would play. But it was like the whole thing. It was like back when like MySpace was still around, and you still had to like demand it to come to your city. Like, it didn't just open.
Yeah.
Like, it was a whole thing that like built up like hype for
I
it.
remember that.
Yeah, and it had one showing at the theater downtown. And my buddy at work got tickets for it, and he like invited me. Like, somebody probably canceled, and I was probably like the replacement, but I didn't care. I was like, dude, yes, I'll go see it with you. And like, we saw it, and it was completely packed. People were sitting on the floor, like people had to have been sneaking in.
That's
and it was
gross.
completely And every time, like, you watch the movie, every time it's like goes from daytime, it's like a normal movie, and then every night it's like you're a home video camera. And it's like the lights go down and it says like 12 a.m. And every time something like that would happen, the audience would shut up. Like,
Yeah.
there's, you know, the normal like rumbles. Every time it was like, all right, 11 p.m. Everybody's like, oh. And something happens at the end. And it's like big jolt, big scare. Everybody gets scared. People were throwing their popcorn. They were running out of the emergency exits. Like, it was a whole thing. I
Wow.
was in my seat like, oh my god, please, just end this.
Wow.
And I went
So y'all
home, and
tell
I
us
was like-
this.
I was like turning on the light. I was like, oh my god.
Y'all nothing.
was
Stop
19.
including me in this.
Yeah. So is the first Paranormal Activity the best one?
Yeah, but like two's watchable. 3 is good. 3
Right.
is like good. 4's okay. Then like the 2 spin-off things just kind of blend together in my mind. Like, I don't remember disliking them, but they're just kind of like whatever.
So which one is probably more than one? I remember hearing, I wasn't even on Twitter. It's probably the third or the fourth one. People were complaining. One of those movies, like 90% of the stuff, we spoke of this earlier. So one of these Paranormal Activity trailers, 90% of the stuff in the trailer was not in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember which one that was. Even Elijah Wood had something to say about it. He was like, "Man, what's up with the?" It's the one. Yeah, this is the one. It's the one where the psychiatrist or somebody was in the kitchen and his head started banging on the table and he went backwards.
The fuck?
You don't remember that one?
In the movie, I don't know. I don't remember.
How
I'm
was he
gonna
supposed
send
to
you
know?
the trailer. And he's just sitting at the table and like something invisible was banging his head on everyone.
Yeah,
And
there's
that scene wasn't in the movie, but it was in the trailer.
Because you have to save stuff for the movie for it to be like.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I don't even
get
remember
that, but I feel like you can do a trailer without inserting footage that's you're never gonna get to see it.
Yeah, you don't need to put stuff in. It's like not Suicide.
Right?
It's not Suicide Squad.
Damn.
So Randy, you don't like those movies? Paranormal?
Nah, it's ghosts and haunted houses and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you really haven't seen them?
No.
I don't know.
Like when I say it's not Randy's style, like it's like that. Like he's not gonna watch Paranormal Activity. Or like The Conjuring, or like
I'm learning something.
Poltergeist. Unless
I
it's
should
in
have my mom on. She loves all that shit.
Mm.
My
Yeah,
mom
so
totally
I'm-
believes in ghosts.
Giving me the
her-
willies just talking about it.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, the Willies. Look up that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Don't
that's a real
watch
thing?
that when you're 10 years old, like I did. Ugh. Did you guys know that movie?
No.
I know that title.
Never
I'd have
heard
to-
that title in my life. I don't know how I ended up seeing it somehow.
Sounds like a porno.
Scarred me for life. Ugh, it's gross.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Ugh.
That's nasty.
But yeah, that's about it, ain't it?
Yeah, I think we're done. So yeah, come back in 2 weeks. We're gonna talk all things Michael Myers and some Shamrock stuff, and it's Rec League. Yo, if you're familiar with the craft, then you know I'll leave them mystified. Been sick with rhymes since Trick Daddy was on Slip and Slide. When they see me grind, parents pull their kids inside, try to drive on me, and whoever got the rock gets denied. From now on, I always dribble, never travel after Jacob's situation. Weather stayed tripping, had him in the airport, sitting waiting. Take me in the courtroom, and I'm dragging out all the litigation, thinking I be faking. Bitch, enjoy this 16-bar demonstration. Penetration if she with it, otherwise I don't give a fuck, dog. I see shit through, never bail before go time, that's the Andrew Luck, dog. I reminded myself of bad memories, that's what the fuck's wrong. I got a bar for each of your 16 candles while she sucking on my long duck dong. With me, you don't want to be starting shit with these bars I spit. Give me a pencil and I'm Martin Riggs. I speak my mind, offensive shit. I hope I alarm the kids. I'll give you a hand after I beat you with an appendage, and I don't give a fuck whose arm it is. And chill until the next episode.